All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to episode 361 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Today's topic is going to be our first annual E3 2018 award ceremony show, I guess. I don't know why I even thought this was a good idea, but I thought it was a good idea. You know, we've never done an E3 awards. It's still fresh in everybody's minds, too.
Yeah.
We probably should, if we had been planning ahead, we would have done this last week when we did our E3 recap. But we didn't, so we're going to do it this week. Like I said, beating a dead horse, but what can you do?
Or you're getting double E3 content from us.
Double E3, triple E3 content, really, with our E3 content, with our preview predictions.
Yep.
So
that's true.
Yeah, so that's going to be our main topic. Do you have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode?
Been playing Hollow Knight a lot.
Nice.
Hollow Knight. I love Hollow Knight with all of my heart.
Uh-huh.
I might even be playing Hollow Knight during the podcast at some point.
Nice. It's easy to do with the Switch.
It really is. Yes, I'll be talking. I'm actually starting to understand how the systems in the game work, which I'm a little excited about because I didn't know there was as much there to it.
With the mapping and stuff?
Mapping, the charms, all that stuff. I didn't know any of that existed, but I'm discovering it, and it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be talking about later.
Okay. As far as what I played, I mostly played Far Cry 5 this past week. I also played a little bit of Hollow Knight. I feel like I played one other thing. Probably some Mario Kart. Oh, I played Mario Kart with the kids. So a little bit of Mario Kart. But that's probably not anything I'll talk about. So, yeah, let's get into our main topic. So, we have, what is it? We have 8 categories, and this will obviously change for every year we do this, but this is for our annual E3 awards.
Now, I only did winners. I didn't do runners up or anything.
Same here, just winners.
Okay.
I didn't do run. There was one I had 2 that I kind of split it between, but other than that. So we'll start with our least favorite trend from this year's E3. This was a category suggested by Will, which I think is a very good one. Because picking up on industry trends is something that's very important, coming out of E3. So, least favorite trend, Will.
My least favorite trend, and it actually was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it still happened enough for me to dislike it, seeing battle royales and things.
Yeah, battle royale.
I am not a fan of the Battlefield 5, or is it Battlefield 5? Is that technically what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I don't like seeing that game have one for a lot of different reasons. I talked about it, I think it was the last week, how I just feel like that's just going to be taking away from the rest of the game to be able to do that in a game that's historically had launch issues.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a big problem. I don't like the Call of Duty game has it. I feel like I'm missing one more. But, I mean, we don't know if games like The Division are going to have them. So, yeah,
Right.
I don't like that trend. I get why they're doing it, but Battle Royales, I'm only going to play Fortnite, if anything, if I'm going to play a Battle Royale, which is kind of rare at this point. I don't want my other games to have them in there, taking away from the rest of the game, because I know EA is telling DICE right now, hey, get a Battle Royale in this, we'll figure the rest out later. I just have that feeling, because EA has no trust built up with me.
Yeah, same here.
So
absolutely. And I thought we were going to see a lot more of it than we did. You're right. It didn't pop up nearly as much as we thought it was going to. But it was still there. And you could maybe tell that they didn't want to be too predictable as far as conferences go in saying, oh, yeah, we're adding a battle royale mode to this game or that game. So maybe there was some of that, too.
Yeah.
So my least favorite trend, and this started a few years ago, were way too early announcements for games.
Yeah.
This started with the Final Fantasy VII remake announcement that was that 3 or 4 years ago? 3 years ago now?
I want to say it was 3.
3 years
that was
ago?
the year that they did the Shenmue, the Final Fantasy remake, and then what was the other one that they did?
Did they do Kingdom Hearts then too? That's still not out yet.
It was Kingdom Hearts and the remake of Ico, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was when they did like 4 or 5 things that nobody thought they would ever actually see, and they all saw right in a row.
Yeah. And this year, like I said, this started a few years ago with the Final Fantasy. It's probably happened in the past, but that was the first time I really noticed it. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII Remake still has no timetable. People are saying 2022. I think that's only half jokingly. There was a no-show again this year at E3, so...
Dan, you'll be happy to know the creative director said the development is going well.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
We just
I'm
picked
sure
the
it
game
is.
up and we started, and it's doing well.
Yep, we are 3 months into development. For this one, it was Cyberpunk. A little bit, I got that. There's no timetable on Cyberpunk. I tend to take CD Projekt Red. I give them a little more slack than I probably do other developers. But it was also Elder Scrolls 6.
Mm-hmm.
No idea how far in development that is. Even though Bethesda was one of my favorite conferences, and they also announced Starfield, which I'm really interested in. But I had nothing to go on. It was just a very brief teaser trailer. So, is it going to come out next year? Is it going to come out in 2025? Give me something. Just something,
Only thing I know is that Starfield will be out before the new Elder Scrolls.
Probably.
The only thing we know.
I would have been happy if they even put, possibly coming out in 2020, That would have been enough. At least there was some kind of, like I said, I don't know if this game's coming out in 6 years or whatever, There's... Mm-hmm. I feel like there was one other game that they talked about that we just have no idea. I don't think it was Bethesda, but someone else. But yeah, that's that. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. I mean, they never really announced the release date for Gears Tactics either.
Yeah. It was just mentioned. And like I said, it doesn't have to be exact dates, but a time frame. Are you looking at a year from now, 2 years from now? Just give me something. At the same time, I don't want games to come out before they're ready, and we've talked about that too. So,
yeah, that was runner up for me for least favorite trend. I just don't like not knowing when a time frame when to expect something.
Yeah,
because I think when you're developing, it's the same thing with music. When you announce too early, you build hype, it crescendos, and then it goes back down. And I don't like that, because by the time it eventually does come out, the hype that you had built up is gone if it's too far out.
Oh yeah. Hype turns into anger and resentment, and then apathy.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
That's how I feel. I guess it's Final Fantasy VII. At first I was angry about it. Now I don't care.
You reach the point of just I don't care.
Yeah, don't care one bit.
Yep.
So favorite trend, Will. Favorite trend from E3 2018.
So what I noticed from developers like Nintendo, they've been doing a very conscious effort ever since Breath of the Wild it's actually the exact opposite of Yuli's favorite trend, to announce games that are 6 to 12 months out from being released. Developers like Nintendo have done that. Sony used to do that, not so much. I know Microsoft, for a lot of their stuff, was things that are going to be coming out. I mean, there is exceptions like Crackdown 3 that have been in development for God knows how long. But the main company that I am using this to is Nintendo announcing their games and when they're coming out, and they're usually within 6 to 12 months. I know last year they kind of broke that with Pokemon and Metroid, but for the most part, everything we see from a conference like Nintendo was things that we're going to be seeing pretty soon. Bethesda usually does this too. They broke that this year with Elder Scrolls and Starfield. I think it's because they take a lot of crap for
not looking down the pike a little bit.
People are like, why aren't we seeing anything from them Elder Scrolls wise?
Yeah.
So this was them being oh, we are doing it, don't worry. So that's kind of what I took what their end of their conference was. But their big ones, they even said that they usually only do things that are going to be releasing this year.
Yeah.
And they broke that for those last 2 things they showed. And I appreciate that the developers or companies do that,
Yeah,
because
they talked a lot about Fallout 76, which is coming out this fall. Rage 2, which is next year, but it's early next year, so it's close at the very least. And those were kind of their two focuses during that. The other stuff was like just briefly mentioned.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite trend. When you do these E3s, you kind of have one that are going to be way out there that you don't know are going to come out, or games that are coming out fairly soon. It kind of depends on the developer.
Yeah. All right, my favorite trend is getting away from loot boxes.
Yes.
This has been a long time coming, and the one good thing about the EA press conference was they were kind of apologetic with how they implemented that whole thing into Battlefront 2 specifically, but their games in general. I think Battlefield 5 isn't going to have any kind of loot boxes, right?
I don't think so, no.
No loot boxes, no season pass that divides up the player base.
Yeah.
So those are good pro-consumer types of things.
I do know Fallout 76 is going to have not loot boxes, but buyable cosmetics.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't like the loot box part of it because you don't know what you're going to get. If you have something like a cool skin that you're working towards or that you want to spend money on, like, fine. But I want to know what it is. I don't want to get a bunch of random crap that I don't care about with the chance of getting a rare item or whatever. I just want to buy what I want to buy.
So how do you feel about Overwatch? You don't like Overwatch loot boxes?
Well, I think for the most part you can buy that stuff, right? Straight up.
To be honest, I haven't played Overwatch in maybe 6-7 months, so I don't really know how it is now.
I mean, I never spent a dime on their loot boxes. I would just open them as I got them.
Yeah.
But I really think you can, because you get the in-game currency that you can use to actually just buy the stuff straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So you at least have something to work towards definitively,
Unlike PUBG, where instead of working on the game, they're actually just shoehorning loot boxes in it.
Well, yeah. That's exactly right.
And that's why they're losing to Fortnite.
One of the reasons, having to pay for the game is probably another one.
That's true, yeah, that's a good point.
Pay for a game that, as far as I know, is still a little bit on the janky side.
Oh, it's very janky.
Yeah. I haven't watched anyone play it in a while. I've never played it myself. I used to watch it on Twitch a decent amount. But yeah, I haven't done that even.
No. Not a fan of PUBG anymore.
Yeah. All right. Biggest disappointment, Will.
So my biggest disappointment, and it was really hard for me to pick one because this year, out of all of them, I thought it was a better year at E3.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that I was objectively like, oh man, about. So I would say, for me, seeing legitimately nothing on Final Fantasy VII Remake was pretty disappointing. I was a huge fan of Sony's conference. Like, I thought Sony did a really good job with their conference, contrary to what a lot of people thought. But like Square Enix could have used something like that, and we have no clue what is going on with Final Fantasy VII. Because obviously we're going to hear the good side of it, of what's going on from the developer.
Can we admit at this point that it was just a bad idea to do that to begin with?
I mean, yeah, nobody's ever going to be happy with it. I probably honestly would have left it alone.
Yeah.
But I feel like regardless, this game is going to sell incredibly well. So
Probably.
That's probably why they're doing it. But yeah, the fact that we didn't hear a single thing from it, I thought was disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Okay. My biggest disappointment was Anthem. I was expecting more out of Anthem, mostly because of BioWare. I like BioWare stuff. I didn't get the the positive vibes from the game that I was expecting,
Yeah.
I had a hard time seeing where BioWare's storytelling was going to factor into the game and not have it be more than just like a standard looter shooter, like Destiny.
I think that's exactly what it's going to end up being.
Yeah, I just they didn't do a good enough job explaining how story is going to matter. And I think that at one point they even mentioned that there's not going to be any romance in the game, which, if you're talking about BioWare games specifically, like that's a major factor in a lot of their games. So, in the Knights of the Old Republic games, in Mass Effect, in Dragon Age, like that's a huge deal for a lot of people. So, not having
Yeah,
that,
I can't seduce an alien.
yeah,
Is that what you're telling me?
that's why we play games. Yeah,
That's that's a good one. I actually had no expectations for Anthem going in. That's the only reason why I wasn't disappointed with it, because I was like, this is probably not going to be great.
right. Yeah. So that was my biggest disappointment. What's your biggest surprise, Will?
My biggest surprise, Dan, is Ghost of Tsushima. Is that how it's pronounced? Tsushima?
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Tsushima. Tsushima. Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Yeah, close enough.
That game.
Yes.
That game looks awesome. I'm a huge fan of the Asian hack and slash style of game, like the Dynasty Warriors games. I know it's not going to be the same type of game. It'll be a little bit more RPG, a little bit more less hack and slash and killing billions of people. Tsushima. Thanks, Beardless. But yeah, that's my game that I was the most surprised about, because when I saw this game, I was blown away from what I saw, and that was only a side mission. Like, I can't imagine how the rest of this game is going to be. And I like Sucker Punch a lot. I mean, they did Infamous Second Son.
Right.
And I was actually a huge fan of that game when it came out. I thought it was a very solid launch. I think it was a launch window game, if I remember correctly, for the PlayStation 4.
Tsushima?
No, Infamous Second Son.
Oh, yeah. It was a launch window game. Yeah, I don't think it was
launch
a
window
game.
So yeah, I mean, I like Sucker Punch games, so I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah. Okay. My biggest surprise was a split between Dying Light 2 and Hollow Knight surprise release on the Switch. I love the surprise releases. I love when they are like, okay, you can go get the game now. They did that for Fortnite and Hollow Knight for the Nintendo Switch. But I put Dying Light on there because Dying Light was one of my favorite games, whatever year it came out. I think it was in my top 5 for best games. It was my choice for biggest surprise. It was a game I really loved. I had no idea they were working on a second one. And this, like, it seems like they addressed the worst part of the game for me, which was the story. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good as it probably could have been. So it really seems too like there's going to be branching paths with choices and consequences that actually matter for the world, which is really, really intriguing for me. So that was definitely my biggest surprise. I was very happy to see that. So
yeah, you know what, Dan? Earlier today in my head, I made the note for my biggest surprise was going to be that we had multiple games that say available now, and I wanted to bring that up for the biggest surprise, and I completely spaced on it. So I'm glad you brought it up because Hollow Knight, it's a game that we've been waiting for the Switch since the Switch has come out.
Yep.
At this point, so finally getting to be able to download it and play it, I am so pumped to be able to do that. So.
And you, like me, waited, didn't buy it on Steam because we wanted to get it on the Switch.
Like, this game is like $8 on Steam.
Yeah,
sometimes. I'm just like,
it's on sale right now, actually.
Yeah, so it's just like, I really wanted to get it. Oh, I also forgot to bring up, Corey said he loved Hollow Knight, so.
Okay.
And Eric just bought it, so.
Yeah, he bought it today.
3 of the 4 love it. We'll find out on the 4th.
Yes. All right, Will. Worst conference.
Oh man, so that's a toss up between EA or Square Enix. I'm gonna give it to EA though, because unlike with Square Enix, I found nothing that interested me in EA.
Yeah.
I didn't really care too much for any of the indies. I mean, Anthem maybe looked all right. but not too. I'm probably not even gonna get Anthem because it's not my type of game. I don't like those time sync games.
Yeah.
With Square Enix, there was at least that Platinum game they announced that I don't remember what it's called, something Babylon.
Yeah, Gates of Babylon or something like that. That did look really interesting.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and we saw nothing about it. It's just a little teaser trailer. That looks cool. We saw some Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So at least we got to see that. So that's why I have EA at the bottom of the barrel for the
Yep.
conferences.
I also picked EA as the worst. Again, like you, there was almost nothing for me there. I was interested in Unravel 2 and the other indie game that they showed. That at least had some like really creative, neat artwork, and other than that, there's. I hate when they put sports on those things. It drives me crazy because I just don't wanna. I don't want to see it. You know.
It sucks because it's probably their most profitable game.
Oh, they're easily their most profitable games because they don't have to change them that much from year to year.
And everybody's
You know.
gonna buy them.
Right. They'll sell millions and millions of copies. So, yeah, that was the worst one by far. It wasn't even close. Like you said, Square Enix had stuff that I was interested in, even though I thought it was not a very good conference. It had Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I like, and the Babylon game, which I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm interested in games like Kingdom Hearts. I don't
Yep.
think it's going to come to anything I have, but yeah, there's at least stuff I was interested in for that one.
I'm actually very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. That's January, right?
I'm not sure. All I'm hoping for is a Switch or PC release for it.
I'm gonna look real quick. Kingdom.
I think it's early next year.
A little birthday present for me.
Oh, there you go.
January 25th.
25th. Okay.
You know what? We're just getting. Remember when there was like windows of games that would come out like every quarter? There'd be like maybe a month when a game would come out.
Yeah.
A couple games. Now it's game on. Everything is coming out whenever.
Yeah, which it's easier because I know when we first started this podcast, there would be weeks where I would buy 3 brand new $60 games.
Yeah.
At least now they're a little bit more staggered, which hopefully I'll be able to play a little bit more of them than usual, but that hasn't been the case.
Well,
go ahead.
Do you know what the worst part is now? The fall. It's not bare, but it's not as packed as it was.
Oh, no,
everybody's just like, well, we're gonna go to like February.
Yeah, we're gonna go into the early new year.
Yeah.
When no one else is releasing games, and then that's just when all the delayed games too from the fall, and they delay it to early of the next year. So
yeah, like February. There's like 6 games that I want next February, so it's just like great. Like I'm gonna be poor right off the hop.
Yeah. All right, best conference, Will.
Nintendo. Real quick, Beardless brings up a good point. He said he actually liked Square's conference. It was like Bethesda's conference, but they didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
That's a good point because Square Enix's, from what I remember, was like 30 minutes or something like that. It was pretty short.
Yeah, Bethesda was like an hour and a half, I think, weren't they?
Yeah. So that's a good point. Square Enix didn't waste time, so at least they went through it quick. That's a good point. I wanted to bring that up.
Didn't have any card game stuff during it.
Ugh. God, card games
that
or
just
sports.
makes me fall asleep.
My favorite conference was Nintendo, though. The Smash Ultimate stuff, like, I was so pumped for that. You know, seeing a little bit of the new Fire Emblem, I got really excited doing that. Nintendo has the soft spot for me always, and when you're gonna trot Smash out there and announce that every single character that's ever been in a Smash game is back, you know, I'm gonna be all in for that. I actually read a funny article today where Sakurai, who is the like main developer of the Smash series, he said when he announced to his team that he wanted every character back, he said he was met with silence from everybody.
Sure.
So you can probably tell from that response how much effort is going into this one comparatively to the other one. I've been watching some gameplay videos of it. I'm so hyped for it. I love some of the character models that they done, like for the new game, like switching Zelda and Link's character models to more updated versions is perfect. Like I loved the Champion's tunic for Link, and Zelda's new design for A Link Between Worlds. I want to say, like, she looks so different. Like I love her new design. Like that might be the design I'm most excited for. Sheik looks great. You know, Mario getting Cappy, like all those new updated touches for this game. I'm really excited. On top of some of the new characters, like I'm beyond that. hyped because of Nintendo.
Yeah,
Smash Brothers. So
absolutely. So my best conference was Bethesda. I think I actually said this last week. I liked everything there pretty much, other than the card game part, which bored me to tears. But I liked that they opened with a Andrew WK number.
hmm
That was fun, and then the Rage 2 stuff, because I am very interested in that game. And then I like Todd Howard. I think he's an entertaining guy. So yeah.
yeah, he is. He's a good presenter.
The Fallout 76 stuff interested me. I even though I said it's my least favorite trend, I like that they let us know that they were working on Elder Scrolls 6 and that they talked about the Starfield game, which I don't think I ever heard about before the conference. So
I only knew about it because of Reddit. People were talking about Bethesda was working on something codenamed Starfield before
Okay.
E3. So that's the only reason I had even heard about it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, there's that game everybody talked about.
gotcha. Okay. Worst in show, Will.
Worst in show. This was tricky for me because I couldn't really pinpoint something that I thought showed very poorly, in my opinion. Um, I had a hard time with this cat. What do you have, Dan?
I have Command and Conquer Rivals.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
can't,
bad.
well, no. You know what? As far as mobile games go, it might be awesome. I just can't care about them. Like mobile games hold my attention for like 5 minutes. Outside of I play Pokemon Go occasionally, and then I played Mario Run for a little bit, but I haven't even fired that up in a long time. So I just can't get behind the mobile stuff, especially not on a E3 press conference,
Yeah.
And then to trot out the people and do a lot, like it was just too much for me.
Yeah.
So it may be an awesome mobile game, but I will never find out because I will never play it.
I guess I'll just go with the what's that Elder Scrolls card game?
Is it
Legends.
Elder Scrolls Legends?
Yeah, I guess that was the part where I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
on. So
Okay.
that'll be mine. Like I said, I don't know if I'm getting less cynical about games as I get older, but I like pretty much everything. To vary, even when they brought out the guy to talk about Elder Scrolls Online, even I was a little excited about that because it made me want to play it. So
It made me want to try it. Yeah, definitely.
that dude loved him some Elder Scrolls Online, the lead developer or whatever. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should give this a go.
Well, everyone I know that actually plays it really likes it.
Yeah,
So.
and if I didn't have other MMOs that I want to play more, I would be playing it right now. Actually, probably with them.
I'd be playing Guild Wars too, but
hmm
you know how that goes.
That was your MMO.
Yeah, that was my jam. All right, well, best in show.
Best in show. So, two-way tie.
Uh-huh.
You can probably guess them at this point.
Smash Brothers
Smash Brothers.
and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. I would have Spyro on there because I'm head over heels for what they've done with the game so far, but they didn't actually show at any conferences. I actually have seen separate gameplay videos from E3 and post E3. So I'm not really counting that one. So I would have those two with The Last of Us 2 also looking really good. The more that I rewatch that stuff, I'm pretty impressed with it. So I would say maybe those three. I liked Cyberpunk a lot, but we personally didn't see anything. The people who have seen it behind closed doors are really in love with it.
They're gaga over it, which makes me so excited.
Yeah, so like, I would have that on there, but like I said, because we didn't see it, but I'm hearing great things, so that bodes well for it. So yeah, I would say the top three for me. I'll throw Smash Ultimate only because of my fanboyism as number one, and then Ghosts of Tsushima. Yes.
Nailed it.
As two, and then three will be The Last of Us.
Okay.
Unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think I am, though.
My best in show was also Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Despite I probably won't ever play it because I don't have a PS4. it looked awesome to me, and that's the type of game that I want to play,
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if I talked about this last week or if I read this somewhere, but they brought in the developers brought Sucker Punch brought in like Japanese historians to
Oh, really?
coach them on in the game. Yeah, so I like the accuracy type that they're trying to go for there. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That
The
is cool.
structural stuff, societal stuff that they're trying to get right for the game. So
Yeah,
very very cool.
people are very. I don't know why. Sometimes they're kind of over the top with wanting historical accuracy and like the combat and stuff like that.
Well, yeah,
that's not
there's
what's important.
right.
The structural, the societal, the setting. That is more important to me because I don't want to play a realistic combat game.
Yeah.
If Dynasty Warriors was realistic, I would kill like maybe 20 people and that would be the end of the battle. Like I want to be able to slice my way through tons of enemies and do cool moves and stuff like that aren't realistic. And getting me into the world is the other stuff so I find that more important. So I'm glad they brought those people in there to be able to, have all of the structural stuff set into place and how how the world was at the time.
Yeah, because people are getting upset that there's female soldiers in Battlefield 5. I don't care about that. I just want the setting to be realistic. That doesn't bother me in the least bit.
I actually know somebody who's upset about all of the Fallout, or not Fallout, the Battlefield stuff. I'm like,
really? I don't care one bit. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm never gonna even pick up while I'm playing the game that soldier is a woman.
I wouldn't have noticed if someone if someone hadn't pointed it out to me. I would never have even noticed.
They actually had to ban historical inaccuracy posts on the Battlefield subreddit because the mods got sick of dealing with it.
Yeah. See, that's not what I mean when I say I want historical accuracy. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my best in show. I thought that was awesome. That I had only heard like vague things about that game too, so that was a really really big showing for me.
Yeah, I saw some screenshots and that was it. And people were like, "This game looks beautiful," and I was like, "Yeah, this game does look beautiful, but I know nothing about it."
Yeah, blew me away.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, that it showed extremely well. I'm pumped for it.
Yep. All right, Will, let's get into a little bit, shall we?
Yeah,
I'm ready. That concludes our first annual E3 awards.
Woo!
We'll be doing it next year too.
It's really funny, Dan. Corey was here today.
Uh-huh.
And we're talking about the podcast. And I go, yeah, like, since you guys left, like, me and Dan have, like, put a lot more effort into everything. And he goes, yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. Well, I think what did I talk about last week or the week before? But, like, when I know I have to put effort into it, I actually do. Like, when you have other people to lean on, you do. But when you don't have other people to lean on, I just do what I have to do.
It's funny, like, I said that same thing to Corey after. I'm like, well, it's because, like, you left, so, like, Dan and I had to figure out how to do everything and stream and, like, do the game giveaway, like, all that stuff. And he's like, well, I spent all those years doing it, and it took me leaving for you guys to finally do it.
Yep.
I only have one nibble bit, only because the week has been pretty... not dead, because we're still getting a little bit of E3 stuff here and there, but one real like important thing that I saw was that the Valkyria Chronicles 4 got a release date, and it's actually September 25th, coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch, so they'll all be there. I think I got a question on Twitter from Reefer, actually, about if you should play this. You should definitely play the first one, see if you like it, and if you're interested in it, go to the fourth one, because I don't think any of the stories intertwine or really even matter that much from game to game. I don't think there's a tie to... it's the same world, but none of the same characters, stuff like that. So you're not going to be missing anything by playing the fourth one and missing 2 and 3, because 2 and 3 are hard to get. Yeah,
because they were PSP and PS Vita exclusives, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe one of them was on PS3. But yeah, hard to get. The first one's on Steam. I'm surprised they didn't put that on Switch at this point. It's really awesome for the most part. Some of the battles you have to fail a few times before you figure out what you're supposed to do. One of them in particular, like, you have to set up your soldiers perfectly. You have to know exactly what the mid battle event is going to be in order to set up properly for it. I don't think there's any way to like beat it on your first time through, and that was my only complaint about the game. Other than that, it's amazing. So I'm very excited for the fourth one.
So
coming to Switch too.
2 and 3 were on the PS Portable.
PSP. Okay.
And yeah, no, you're right about some of the jank with that. I remember there was one battle where you had to fight a tank like midway through the battle randomly, like halfway through the game, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to progress.
Yeah.
I ended up being able to get through it, but
you have to know about it. You're not gonna have that surprise you and be able to make it through to the other end. I don't think.
Because it gets tricky. The tanks are super hard to kill, and they wipe your team. So you got to be very, very careful of that. So, but I'm pretty pumped about this game. I think I guess the reviews that I read from like people who have played it in Japanese, that it's very much like the first one, which I'm okay with. Yeah. So
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yep. So I'm pumped about it. September. A lot sooner than I expected to. I didn't think it would be so soon, honestly. And September gets a little bit thicker in games. And a little bit emptier in wallet.
I will put up a trailer for it in the chat. This one's good. 5 minutes. Okay. That's it for your Nibble Bits, right?
Yep.
All right. I've got a couple here. The first one is that NHL 19, or CHEL as they call it, got a release date for September 14th with the cover athlete PK Subban.
Were you surprised by this, Dan?
I was surprised. When they were showing the trailer, I was like, huh, because they had PK Subban in a few different spots in the trailer, because they announced it during the NHL awards the other night. I was like, you know what? I wonder if PK Subban's a cover athlete. And sure enough, there he is. So that's fantastic. I would buy it if it was coming to PC. Like, I know Madden is coming to PC, so I was hoping to hear a PC announcement for NHL 19, because I would buy it. Support for PK, but no such luck as of yet.
Yeah, just in time before he gets traded.
That's always the rumor. Always the rumor.
No, I like PK Subban on the cover. I think
it's a good fit.
He's a good fit. He's a great defenseman. His personality screams cover athlete.
Oh, definitely.
So when I saw it was him, I'm like, yeah, that's a good pick, honestly. Dave figured it was going to be LeBron.
LeBron's. I mean, he's going to be on the cover of Madden, right? He's got to
be. Probably. In his Philadelphia 76ers jersey.
I've heard he's going to go to like every team in the NBA. Lakers. I heard the Rockets, the Spurs.
Knicks.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen with that?
You know what? I have no clue. LeBron James can do anything, really.
Yes, he can.
Greatest NBA player ever.
I don't know.
I like saying that to get a reaction.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the game's so different now than it was. It's like the NHL when you're talking about Gretzky and like whether or not Sidney Crosby could go back and put up the kind of points that Gretzky did. It's just a different game now. Like it's hard to compare the two.
I guarantee I've brought this up already, but one telling stat that I had when Michael Jordan retired the first time or went away, played baseball, I don't remember what it was. The Bulls went to the final and narrowly lost the finals. When LeBron James left the Cavs the first time. The team became the worst team in the NBA.
Okay. Yeah.
That's something that I think is important.
Oh, definitely.
A little bit. But I also don't know the NBA that well, so
right.
I try not to get involved with too many conversations. But
I do like LeBron. I know they used to play better defense back in the day.
Definitely.
So I can't say that.
Oh God, watching the defensive effort on the final. Oh my God, it was bad. Dave also says to come back to consoles, it's safe.
Yeah, I've been considering it. Like The problem is I'm having is like a lot of the types of games that I like to play, I will only play with a keyboard and mouse. If honestly, if Xbox One X or PS4 Pro said we'll support keyboard and mouse gameplay, I probably would get one. Because my computer, it's that, or my computer, like at this point, is gonna need an upgrade. It's getting old. It is old. So
Yeah.
I could spend $600 upgrading my computer, or I could get one of the good consoles for 300. So I don't know. I haven't decided.
Yeah, you and I are both in that spot where if we want to progress with PC stuff, we have to upgrade.
Yeah, spend a lot of money.
Because I want to do it, and I know you're a PC gamer, like mainly, so you know.
Yeah. Another hard justification is like that's a lot of games that I could spend the money on, which I would rather spend the money on.
Yeah.
I know Dave doesn't love the Switch, but I would probably load up my Switch with more games than I already have. So I've already got quite a library on my Switch. My wife bought Splatoon 2 digitally today because it's been on sale, so that's on there.
What's that? Is it 40 now?
40, yeah, on Amazon. So
if I didn't just fill up my first card on my Switch, I would probably get Splatoon. But I want to wait a little bit before I upgrade my micro USB or micro SD.
Yeah. I'm also more like back on the consoles thing. I'm more likely to get the Xbox One X because of the controller. I hate the DualShock 4. I would need to get a third-party controller that I could actually use and not hate.
You heathen!
I hate the DualShock. It's just
the
terrible.
thumbsticks, right? Is the main thing you hate.
Yeah, the thumbsticks. I hate that the battery only lasts like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, the battery is a huge issue.
Yeah. So, next on my list of Nibblebits, the Steam Summer Sale began today. I think what we'll do next week is maybe have some must-buys. We'll have a few must-buys for the Steam Summer Sale. I don't spend nearly as much money as I used to, but that's because I have 400-plus games on my Steam library, and a lot of the games that I have already are the ones that go on sale frequently for steep price decreases, you know. So... But yeah, I mean, it's always good. There's a few, like Just Cause 3 is a game that's fun to screw around in. That's like $6, so that might be a buy for me.
Is it really that cheap?
Yeah. It didn't come out that long ago either.
Maybe I get that game. Why did the Just Cause games become so cheap?
I don't know. Probably because they're a bit shallow. It's a playground, you know. It's a playground of explosives and heavy weapons and car chases.
Oh my God.
It's third person Far Cry basically.
So Dan, this game is $4.50.
That's worth it, you know, to have a few hours of mayhem, I guess.
I might get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Do I pay an extra $2 for the DLC?
I don't even know what the DLC is, so I would say maybe hold off on that for now.
Well, let me read into it real quick. Includes 2 items. Oh, expansion pass, land and sea.
That might be worth it.
It's $2. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I'll bring up some Just Cause 3 gameplay.
After saying I probably wasn't gonna buy anything, here I am.
That's what happens.
I hate you, Steam. You know what game I really want to get is that Oxygen Not Included. It's that clay game, but it's a base builder.
Oh.
I'm really interested in it, and it's in early access, but clay games are usually really well supported. And it's 15. I don't know. I kind of want to get that, but I also want to get like a couple other games like Killing Floor 2 as well. I know we talked about it earlier, Dan, before the podcast, but there's a couple games I really want to get, but I don't know if it's cheap enough for me to actually do it.
Yeah.
Purchased. There we go.
Nice. So there's that one. And then my last little bit is there is a new Minecraft trailer that just came out that highlights the ability to crossplay with Minecraft with Microsoft and Nintendo Switch, kind of throwing some negativity on PlayStation's refusal to allow crossplay, which I like.
Yeah, I like that
It's
too.
a anti-consumer move, I think. It's apparently, from what I gather, it's all about money too. They want people to buy a PlayStation and play everything on PlayStation. So that's what's causing the blockage. Not even for a very good reason. If Nintendo is famously backwards with their online stuff. If Nintendo is allowing crossplay, there is no reason why PlayStation should not also allow crossplay.
Yeah, 100% with you on that.
This isn't the early 2000s. It's 2018.
I guess from what I've gathered, Sony wanted this last gen, and Microsoft said no.
Yep. Well, because they were winning last gen.
Yeah, so at one end, Microsoft throwing Sony under the bus is a little bit.
Come on.
It's a little annoying because they did the same thing, but at the same point, Sony is very pro-consumer, has been this gen. That's the reason why they got so far ahead. They put out a better product, they supported it well, put out better games. But now they're kind of pulling this. That's a little bit annoying. The whole generation, they've been very pro-consumer, and then this is the thing that they start reversing on. I don't like that, so
Yeah.
kind of annoys me on both ends.
Yeah. I hear. I think YouTube must be down.
YouTube not working.
Yeah, none of my videos want to load. So, screw it. Yeah, I think that's it for Nibblebits. How was your week, Will?
Pretty good. Really working. Went up to Rochester for a conference. That was cool. I've been playing Hollow Knight. Really, my summer's been pretty boring because I work 40 hours. I go to Rochester for work every couple weeks. I mow the lawn, clean around the house a little bit,
Fun
work
times.
out,
Oh, there we go.
play video games. Nothing really of note. I will say this August. Remember how me and my friends went to New Hampshire, then we went to Maine? We're planning another trip, and what we're doing is there's going to be 4 of us, and we're all going to pick a place that the other 3 okay. And then we're all going to discuss where we want to go. And I'm putting either Quebec or Montreal on there because I kind of want to. I hear it's beautiful out there. I kind of want to see it. So that's what I'm putting down. So I'm hoping that wins because I would be ecstatic to go up to Canada.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna miss out going to Edmonton this year. So kind of bummed about that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's it for me.
I got a couple things. So Sunday was Father's Day. So
Oh yeah.
which is fun. But me and my wife last year for Mother and Father's Day we got a joint gift from her dad, which was a dinner cruise on Skinny Atlas Lake. We had a year to use it. I think we got it. It might have been active starting mid June or whatever. We had a year to use it. So about a month and a half ago, we set up a cruise for June 17th, not knowing at the time that it was Father's Day. So on Father's Day, we took the kids up to my father-in-law's house, dropped them off, and drove up to Skinny Atlas and had a nice cruise on Skinny Atlas Lake that was catered by Dinosaur Barbecue, which was amazing.
Nice.
It was a buffet style too, so I just went up and loaded my plate with just barbecued meat, and it was delicious. It was the perfect day for the cruise too. There was a slight breeze. We had our own table, which was nice because they warned us that because we were a couple, we might have to sit with another couple, but apparently there wasn't any because we got our own table, so we didn't have to talk to anyone we didn't know, which was also amazing.
Oh, the dream.
Yeah, it was great. But some of the houses on that lake are unbelievable. Because we looked at prices afterwards on the way home, and $5 million, $6 million, $8 million mansions. It's like, you gotta be kidding. And those are just the ones that were on sale. So Yeah.
My goal in life is to own a lake house on
Yep.
top of a normal house.
We want to have a lake house that we can live at year round, at a lake that doesn't freeze over in the winter.
Yeah.
So that's our goal also.
Yeah, that's what I'm pushing for. Who knows if we get there, but I'm gonna try.
Yep, that's the target at the very least.
We've always been very water oriented
Yeah.
family, so that's kind of a logical step in our older years,
Yeah, our grandfather for the longest time had a cottage on a lake in Ontario, which is fantastic.
There's less maintenance with a lake than having a pool, I'm starting to realize.
Oh yeah.
Because you do nothing with a lake.
Yeah, you just
But
enjoy it.
Yeah, but with a pool, my God, is it a pain?
Yeah. Definitely. So there was that. So we're also going to be moving around our house again. I feel like I just did this and it wasn't that long ago, but we are going to move all of our bedrooms to down in the basement and have all of upstairs be living space instead of all of upstairs be bedrooms. So starting probably tomorrow, I'm going to pack everything up again, move bedrooms. But this time we're actually going to be putting up walls down here. So I'm going to be doing some framing and drywall, all running electricity, all that fun stuff. So that's probably going to take up my entire summer, just doing that. But for now, we're just going to be moving the older two kids down here. And so we can regain at least a few of the rooms upstairs. We're going to have a dining room finally, and our living room is going to go back to being a living room instead of a bedroom, which it's been for, I don't know, probably a year, if I had to guess. So,
Man,
what?
I was going to say, you're very home improvement. You're like, what's that show? Oh, Home Improvement.
Home
You're
Improvement,
like
yeah.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, I mean, we're still not sure. We might have someone come do it, but I don't trust anybody. It's also unbelievably expensive to have that sort of work done.
Yeah.
And in the summer, like, contractors are really super busy doing other things. So
Everybody's house.
yeah. So, and this is a comparatively small project compared to, what they could be doing. So that's a negative on our side. And I don't trust anybody to do a good job and do the right thing. So
Yeah. If you screw up, it's on you. So.
It's on me, and I can fix it at the time. Whereas sometimes if someone's doing something in your house and they screw up, they hide it and you don't know until years later. So
isn't that scary that happens?
Oh yeah, I spend a lot of time on the home improvement subreddit, and some of the horror stories would put hair on your chest. We'll say it that way. So. There's that. Oh, but the reason why we're doing that is we hadn't done anything like that before. My wife got a new job, so she's not gonna be traveling nearly as much. So congrats to her on that. It's actually the school we went to high school at, our hometown. So it's very close to where I live now. So we're gonna be here for another few years. So we don't mind spending a little money doing upgrades on the house. We weren't sure if we were gonna be moving to a new area, so we didn't want to do anything drastic on the house. So we're here for at least a few more years before we hopefully move south. So there's that. Mario Tennis is coming out tomorrow. I'm very excited for that. That'll be next week's episode. So Dave, if you're still in the chat, sorry, man. But yeah, Nintendo next week.
Mario Tennis. Woo!
Mario Tennis.
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm really excited for that game. And I don't know. I just don't know why.
Yeah.
Is it the Switch? Is it just I want everything on the Switch? Is that the key?
Yeah, that's part of it. The gameplay was really good. I'm looking forward to playing like 4-player with the kids and the wife. So I'm hoping the online. A lot of people complained about lag and stuff online. I didn't get any of that. So it was fine for me, the 10, 15 online matches that I did. So yeah. So there's that. That's all I have for my week. Will, what did you play?
The main thing I want to talk about, Dan, is Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
I've put in maybe 5 hours into it so far.
Uh-huh.
This game, like, it's so easy to play and just kind of get lost in it. You just get like you just start exploring, and next thing you know, like you're deep into a cavern, and then you realize like, well, crap, if I die, I'm screwed. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get my shit. So that's one thing that I picked up on. I didn't know what the deal with the shade business was. So when your character dies somewhere in the game, it leaves behind your soul, and they call it a shade. And what that is it's your soul. You have to go back, kill it to be able to recoup all of your. Is it called geos?
I don't know actually.
I'm gonna look up the currency real quick. I think it's called geos though. Hollow Knight currency. Yeah, so it is geo. And that's what you use for upgrades and stuff like that. So that's one mechanic that I discovered. Another thing that I discovered was the use of charms. And I didn't know that this existed either. So what it is, it gives you different abilities. One lets you, when you kill something, you have to go over the geos to be able to collect them. There's a charm that gives you those geos that just come to you, kind of like in Diablo when you auto loot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that sort of thing. And there's also ones where you can do different magic attacks, you can dash through the air, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's really cool. I didn't know that existed. I didn't even know there was a map in this game. But I found the guy who was the cartographer down there, down in Dirtmouth. So, did that, got the map. I didn't know that you could buy a compass to be able to, like, further, like, upgrade your mapping skills, all sorts of stuff like that. You can, like, buy different stuff to find, like, what's it called? Spa areas in the game, or, like, benches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stuff like that. It's really cool. I also killed the first boss. Dan, I don't know how far you are.
I just beat the first boss.
So you killed the False Knight.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so I just killed the False Knight too, and I went to the second area where it's like a more grassy area, which is really cool with different enemy types. But man, I love Hollow Knight. Like I was just playing it for like 3 hours, and I just had no like I didn't even realize that I was playing it for that long because like I was just exploring and finding cool stuff, and like talking to these characters is really cool because you don't really understand what's going on in the world, but like when you're talking to these people, you learn a little bit about the world, and it's actually a super interesting kind of I don't even know like situation that you're in. That like the Metrovania, like you're going through these caverns trying to discover stuff. Like it's a really cool game. The art style is top notch. It's one of my favorite stylings in a game that I've seen. And I've also come to the conclusion that I want Hollow Knight in Smash Brothers.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Do you know how sweet of a character he'd be?
Yeah.
To add to that thing?
What's the multi-platform Smash Brothers game? What's that called?
Brawl Out.
Brawl Out. Maybe he would be in Brawl Out,
he would,
main guy.
He'd fit in because the Hyperlight Drifter character is in Brawl Out. So
that's another one that's coming to Switch that I will rebuy because I love that game. It's also going to be full 60 frames per second on the Switch. So
no way.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I don't know if Heart Machine is doing the porting of it, but it's supposed to be like the definitive edition of Hyperlight Drifter, which is awesome because that game was great.
So maybe I'll put my Hyperlight Drifter PC playthrough on pause.
Yeah.
Play it on Switch because I really liked Hyperlight Drifter when I played it.
It's so good.
But yeah, I'm in love with Hollow Knight. I think this is an amazing game, and the more that I play it, the more you learn, the more you see. It's awesome.
I totally agree. I don't think I played as much as you did, but I am absolutely enjoying it so far. The mystery of the world is also what intrigues me, and it reminds me of a game, and I just can't think of what it is. It reminds me of something I played recently, probably within the last 2 or 3 years. That's a similar type of game that has a similar type of setting. And I just can't for the life of me come up with it. And
I was gonna say Rogue Legacy, but it was recent.
Yeah, this was kind of story driven, like Hollow Knight, and I'm just not gonna be able to come up with what it is.
It wasn't Binding of Isaac, was it?
No, I don't think so. It's with the random characters. Oh hey, we got a subscriber on Twitch Prime. Thanks. Geek Beers Shrew, appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So yeah, it's I'm not gonna be able to come up with the name, so my brain isn't isn't functioning all that well. So
Was it a dungeon crawler?
I think so. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll think about it over the course of the week and try and remember. It was an indie game that I played, but just the way the way the characters talk and stuff when you come across them in the world like that, it just reminded me of whatever this other game is.
Darkest Dungeon, Crypt of the Necromancer.
No,
Necro Dancer. Sorry,
didn't play that one.
Spelunky Rogue Legacy, Etrian Odyssey. Yeah,
No.
I don't think I'll be able to find it.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll think about it over the course of the week, and if I can come up with the name. So did you play anything else, Will?
No, I've only really been playing Hollow Knight and loving. Oh, I have big news.
What's up?
You know my mobile game that I play, Clash Royale?
Yeah.
I have parted ways with my clan.
Oh, really? Had a falling out, did you?
Big. Well, I'm the only person. What happened was I was in a clan. People stopped playing, so they're like the 15 of us couldn't keep it going and getting max results. Because back in a couple months ago, how it worked is there would be clan battles on the weekend, and what you would do is you would have to try to get a certain amount of crowns, and every time you play somebody and destroy one of their 3 towers, you get a crown. So if you destroy all 3, you get all 3 crowns. If you destroy 1, you only get 1 crown, so on and so forth. So to do that, there was these things called chests, and you had to get a certain amount of crowns to unlock these chests. Blah 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 blah. To get to the max level, you needed to destroy like 1,000 or 2,000 structures in the game. So what happened is the clan started to fall apart. We ended up merging with another clan. Due to not being able to participate enough, everybody got kicked that was from the clan that I was in, except me and my one friend Evan, who, Dan, you know Evan.
Yeah.
So Evan had participated in every single clan war, had donated 600 cards to the clan, which is the 3rd highest. He didn't finish one final battle, because how it's done now, they changed it up. So you do draft day, and you do 3 battles to collect enough cards for your whole clan to use within the game. And then if you build a deck after that draft day to the final battle, you build a deck, you do the battle, you do head-on, and that's where you find out your rank between the 5 different clans that are competing in this. So he didn't participate in the one final battle, so they kicked him. And I was like, Evan told me that. I didn't know he got kicked, so I was like, why did you kick him? And a couple other people were kind of annoyed, and the guy who kicked him was like, he didn't participate in the final battle, and I'm like, dude, like, we work 40 hours, like, we have lives outside of this. He donated the 3rd most cards and didn't do one final battle, like, big whoop. It's a phone game. And then the other guy was like, no, he did the right thing. If you want to invite him back, you can, but he did nothing wrong. Don't let everybody get to you. So a bunch of people ended up leaving, including me, and I ended up saying good for you two and just like quit. So now I'm clanless in Clash Royale, and I don't know what to do because I'm not getting anything because I don't play as much as I used to. So I'm not really progressing, so I'm kind of hitting a point where I might delete it. So I wanted to say screw the clan Preparation H. Screw that clan.
That's an interesting name.
I didn't name it. I just was told to join it. I was like, all right.
Okay.
Salt and Sanctuary, Dan?
No, that's not it. I haven't played that, though I would like to. I'll go through my list and see what I've been playing over the past little while. But that's a good guess.
Yeah, that is a good one.
So the main thing I've been playing, and I played a lot of it this week, is Far Cry 5.
Ooh, what do you think?
I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
My complaint about it, and it's along the lines of the constant attacks, but it's not from the people on the ground. It's from airplanes.
Yeah,
freaking airplanes all the time. They're hard to take down.
They kill you too.
They
quick.
kill me very easily, and if I don't have someone with me to heal me right away, or if they get shot down too, I die a lot from that. So that was really frustrating for a while. Because I went after John Seed first.
That's the one down south, correct?
Yes, and his kind of final battle is part airplane, which I had a lot of trouble with that at first, until I got frustrated to the point where I looked up how to beat him, and if you die a bunch and like respawn on the ground, they tell you to go get a helicopter. And sure as heck, that made it at least 1,000 times easier with doing it with a helicopter.
Okay.
So, shot him down almost immediately with the helicopter. So especially with keyboard and mouse, the airplanes are very, very hard to control. So I even tried it with a controller, and it was easier, but still nearly impossible to do. So yeah, I cheated a little bit, but I mean that game's it's just fun. You know, it's fun to blow stuff up and shoot people in the face, shoot cultists in the face, not just anybody. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Did you go after Faith yet?
I'm moving into Faith's territory right now. I'm kind of finishing up some side missions that I have in the south. Then I'll go after Faith and wipe her out. But yeah, I'm digging Far Cry 5.
I actually really like Faith's stuff way more than John.
Okay.
Because John Seeds is like, he's a jerk. With Faith, it's a little bit more to it, and I kind of think what she does is more messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple really cool moments in that mission wise, and I won't spoil it. I want you to see it, but there's a really awesome moment in that one.
Nice. Did you end up beating it?
No, I have to do I have to finish killing Faith and then go up to the other brother.
Oh, okay.
But it kind of what happened was that I hit the end of the semester.
Oh yeah.
So I stopped playing it, but
yeah.
I will end up going back to it to finish it up.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I really dig it so far. I probably played it for like 8 hours, if I had to guess. That's what I played the most of this past week. So, let me check. Last time I checked, we didn't have any any feedback. So, I'll check.
Fearless says that when he did Face Arc is when he realized he didn't like the game. That's interesting.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's really not that different from the other Far Cry games.
No.
You know, you kind of know what you're getting there. But yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. I feel like that's kind of what I just needed, that type of game, you know, for right now.
Dumb fun.
Yeah, it is dumb fun. You're absolutely right. So we did get one piece of feedback from Idaho Jake.
Woo!
Who says, "Hey guys, not much to say, but to Dan and Eric, happy late Father's Day. I'll give you an Idaho Jake's This Day in Gaming History. In 2000, Dreamcast released South Park Rally. 2005, The Bard's Tale was released for Windows, and Bomberman was released on Nintendo DS. 2011, Dungeon Siege 3 and Fear 3 were released, and today, Drawful 2 was released for the Nintendo Switch. Thanks, guys. Have a great day."
Thanks, Jake.
So that's it, and you are winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, you're gonna get yourself a game.
All right, let me call up the list. The new and improved game giveaway list.
Oh yeah.
Skip. Okay.
So how many games total is there?
We're still at 150, I think. We're a little bit behind here, so
150.
I've got to get caught up with. Jake has one from a while ago. I don't know if he claimed that. And then Reefer has one. And Tate from last week, and then Jake from this week. So I will send out emails today when we get done here, updating everybody with their games. So go ahead, Will.
All right. Word. So first roll is 137.
137, which is Fear 2 Project Origin.
Ooh, a scary game.
Yeah.
Fear 2 Project Origin. 97 is the next one.
97. Well, 97 is The Walking Dead Season 2.
That's not bad either. 26.
26 is Dead Space.
Another?
Which
wow.
I hated, but a lot of people like it.
I forgot you hated Dead Space.
It's terrible.
37.
37 is Slime Sand. It's a platformer, I believe.
And last 145.
45. 45 is Abzu.
I liked Abzu. I played through that. Not as good as Journey, but it's still pretty cool.
I have it. I just haven't tried it out yet. So, Jake, your options are Fear 2 Project Origin, The Walking Dead Season 2, 26 is Dead Space, Slime Sand, or Abzu. So let us know what you want. As I said, I'm going to send out emails notifying the winners and their games tonight after we get done with this episode. So
yeah, we finished early.
Yeah. Next week is going to be Mario Tennis Aces. I'll hopefully have played quite a bit of that by next week.
What about Captain Spirit?
Captain Spirit comes out next week, so hopefully we'll do that the week after.
Is there going to be yeah, there might be.
Yeah, it's Life is Strange. So
and it's one episode, correct?
I think it's one episode. I didn't really have any clarity on that. I just know it's going to be free. It's coming out next week. So I think it's the 26th that comes out. So is that Tuesday?
So Impromptu Nibblebit comes out the 25th now. They bumped it up.
Oh, maybe we will cover that next week too. Maybe we'll do Mario Tennis Aces. Well, no, it's hard with the dual episodes, but we'll see. We're at least going to do Mario Tennis for sure next week, and then maybe Captain Spirit.
Well, maybe if you and I both get it, we can cover it in what we played, because I know we have 4 people who want to do another Fortnite episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do have to have the Fortnite episode at some point here.
Yeah, so there's actually going to be, for the first time ever, well, I guess not really, because Eric still is a part of this podcast, but we're going to do a Fortnite episode with 3 people who are guests, and then Eric. So
6 people.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So that's probably not next week, the week after, if that can line everybody up for that. But
yeah, I mean, I think we have a somewhat steady stream now of episodes because, like I said, the Mario Tennis Aces, we have a Fortnite one that we're going to fit in here. Covering the Season 4 stuff, I guess. The ones that play it all the time have better idea what all that means.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still very much a noob at Fortnite. But then we have Captain Spirit. We have Project Octopath Traveler. That's the official name, Octopath Traveler, which is coming out in 3 weeks from tomorrow. So that'll be coming up. We'll probably have like 2 weeks before we do that episode, because from what I gather, that game's pretty long. So, but that's on the list. Maybe Captain Toad Treasure Tractor, maybe not. It all depends.
That game's never really been covered by us, right?
Corey played it.
Oh.
So
he would.
Yes, he would. And he did. So that's everything. Again, if you want to help the podcast, you can subscribe with Twitch Prime. We had one not that long ago. Geek Beers Shrew subscribed. So with Twitch Prime, it's a great way to help the show without having to spend any money, which is always a good thing. Save your money for video games. And in this case, save it for the Steam sale, which just started today. And can easily drain your wallet if you're not careful. So, that'll do it for episode 361 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. All right.
So, I've purposely been doing no research